Pickacard. What do they secretly wish to say? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1, you chose this lovely image on the right hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. What do they secretly wish to say? I'm going to tell you right now that these are not intended to be strictly romantic. So if that's all you want to hear, this may not be for you. But we're just going to give you exactly what we get. Pile number 1, you are very, very sensitive. I don't mean this in a disparaging way. I definitely feel like you could be my empaths. You could connect with people quite easily. You could be somebody that really has to guard your energy simply because there is no reason to absorb everything out there, right? So you could have been done wrong by so many. You could be very stoic, religious, spiritual, or someone who meditates a lot, and you could be very traditional as well in the same breath. Pile number 1, you could be Latino. You could have a love for Latin music, art, relics, dancing, religious icons, and figures. You could be a very pure soul. You could have mastered the art of let them go. Oh, you could have mastered the art. I wrote these channel messages I wrote, by the way. You could have mastered the art of let them, as in let them do, say, be, and act without the need to correct, overcorrect, over-explain, or explain at all. I feel like in this sense, you have really let go of your ego. You realize that this is the only way, but secretly, it could still hurt you. You could pray for those that have done you wrong, or meditate, or send them good juju, good energy, if you happen to think about it, things like that. Your friends, lovers, ex-lovers realize that you're the real deal, and they were delusional to let you go. Now, pile number 1, I realize that a lot of these things could be triggers. I guess I should. This is part of my disclaimer. Didn't start out this way, but here we are disclaiming. So what do they secretly wish to say? This might be triggering all 3 piles for someone. If it's not something you want to hear, then obviously utilize your common sense and please don't click on something that you have no interest on. It always baffles me when people are like, I don't, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm hearing, I get crazy. So, yeah, if you're not interested, it's very simple. Just go to different reading, different reader, click off entirely, do whatever works for you. In that aspect, I'm going to go ahead and tell you let them, right? So, pile number 1, but the rest of you guys I haven't clicked off yet. If this sounds like you, or if this sounds interesting, then go ahead and stick around for the shuffle and your subsequent reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that is helpful, or at the very least, something that's amusing. If you're indeed my repeat offender, I am so grateful to have you here. I'm like, you are tops, you know that. I am super grateful. Pile number 1, lest I forget where we're at. There's my indicator. What do they secretly wish to say? You have... I promised myself I'd pronounce them, but here we are trying not to do that. Dakini, okay. Do forgive if it's not proper. The enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. And you have white buffalo calf woman. The prophetess of the sacred way, my heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. Wow. I feel like the vibe is very, very similar. Okay, so I feel like what they secretly wish to say to you is that now they understand that you're really connected to the divine. I feel like maybe perhaps you had a lot of doubters in your life, a lot of people that were like, oh, you're connected to spirit, hogwash, or you're into that, that's so weird. Or I also, I'm being led to, in my mind's eye, see a lot of the videos that talk about, oh, when a girl is into astrology or a guy's into astrology, I automatically eliminate them. That is a hard no for me. And I definitely feel like you could have experienced a lot of these narrow-minded people, perhaps, in your era at some point in time. But I definitely feel like what they wish to secretly say, what do they secretly wish to say to you, is that you are wise beyond your years, that you have a lot more merit and a lot more wisdom than they ever gave you credit for. I also am hearing an apology. I don't know why, but I feel like, oh, okay. And while I was shuffling, I heard, it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to know. Old song, after all that we've been through, I will make it up for you. I promise you. Yeah. So I did figure that those apologies would be pouring forth in these readings because I just sense them on the periphery. But I definitely feel like you have people saying, they secretly wish to say that, wow, you were totally right when you mentioned this, when you talked about that. Also, I feel like you could have been doing some cord cutting, and people secretly wish to say that they actually really believe in that now, or that they really feel the tie, the cording with you. And that if you've done some cord cutting, that they miss that tug of war, that push and pull, that connection with you. I'm not saying that these are the healthiest messages. It's just coming through, whatever it is, right? Also, that your heart has been a compass, a barometer, and that they really admire the way that you utilize your powers for good. I don't know why it comes across this way, but, and some of you guys are really into like La Virgen de Guadalupe. I love all of those images and the tattoos, of course. And so those things are being reinforced as well. And somebody here is into low riders. You don't have to necessarily be, but you could like that whole culture. You could be a photographer. You could be a participant where you display your vehicles and things like that. Or you could be one of the glam girls, the lowrider girls that go out there, or even like a cholo, whatever, right? It's part of a culture, a vibe. So I feel like what they secretly wish to say is that they wish that they would have participated more with you, that they would have been more of like a package with you, that they wish that they would have not tried to blend in with other people and be willing to be authentic like you are. So that's another thing that is coming through. Also, pile number one, I feel like what they secretly wish to say is that they wish that they absolutely would have listened to you, because now they know that they cannot come closer. I mean, look at this hand. I know she's got an orb, or this person has an orb in their hand, but I almost feel like it's like, don't come any closer. So I feel like what they secretly wish to say to you is that they wish that you were not so standoffish, or that they had a way. The number 444 on camera just now. Yes, baby. Confirmation for some of us. And I definitely feel like they would come forward if they thought they had a chance that you would listen to them or anything like that. And so let's see what else we have right here. This is going to be my wild card because I cannot ever do anything simple. Somebody here is a Swiftie, a Taylor Swift fan, because I have that never, ever, ever song in my brain, and I am not necessarily a fan. But here we are trying to sing. Okay, you live in abundance. Yeah, that's what's up. Imperial Topaz. Now, this stone, I think it's bronzite. I'm not entirely sure. But you could be somebody who is really into crystals and things like that for healing. I feel like you are in your villain or villainess era. I definitely feel like pile number one. What they secretly wish to say is that they see you in your abundance and your prosperity and the way that you like multiply your wealth, you multiply your gifts. I'm being led to look at this fig for some reason. It can have a special meaning. I think part of it that's also biblical, like the fig tree got cursed because it didn't produce figs. I don't know. It's been a while since I read my Biblia, but hello. So I definitely feel like you, what they secretly wish to say is that they really admire how you have made, for example, you had just a clump of grapes and you made wine out of it, or you had figs and you made jam out of it, that you are very versatile. You think outside the box, that you are not one-dimensional at all. Also that you have this ability to kind of go with the flow. And keep in mind, this is outside perspectives. What they secretly wish to say is that they wish that they would have flown with you. I meant like go with the flow, but maybe perhaps even jumping on an airplane and flying to you or with you in some way, shape, and form. I'm looking at the candles in the background, and for some reason it's giving me a ceremony, like somebody here did some kind of a cutting the cord ceremony or cording, where you're trying to bring someone to you. Now, not that this is part of your reading, but here we are talking about it. I'm going to say that if we're doing like spell work and things like that, be very, very careful with things like that. We definitely don't want to, cord people against their will to us. That's going to be a whole different topic for a whole different day. But that is my 2 cents that you never asked for. So pile number one, what do they secretly wish to say? They secretly wish to say that they wish that you would not hold them at arm's length, that you would allow them closer, because they really miss your big, beautiful heart, your heart that is a compass, that you're able to really direct people, that you do it out of a pure heartedness, that even if you know that people are against you or are not with you, that you have this compassion and that big, beautiful heart, that you would still, try to give like the right advice, or still, I don't know, you would still do the right thing simply because you answer to spirit and not to mankind or to humans or to the law of the land, whatever, right? So what do they secretly wish to say? That they admire you a lot. They wish that you would not withhold your emotions. Look at all this water spilling in from this beautiful forest. It reminds me of the gorgeous view that I have the pleasure of having currently. I'm super grateful. So whenever I look out, I have mostly the view of these beautiful trees and occasionally the deer and things like that. But the Four of Pentacles really indicates somebody who is holding on, and they are not really sharing a lot. They're holding on to their resources. So what they secretly wish to say is that you would share your resources with other people. Also, you could be somebody who's very detail oriented, and they want to see the whole picture of that. They don't really understand, or there's something about a desire to see more of your abundance. Because when I look at this picture frame, it's like a picture. I said picture frame. I love making up words. We're like, and the fixture frame says, yeah, the fixture frame overlooks the rainforest. And so you could be somebody who is really in love with nature and things like that. But look at all the water pouring in. So I feel like there's a ton of emotion that they would love to express to you, that it's like, I'm hearing, I just miss you. I miss those times. I miss those days. And I feel like you know it because there's a fragment here of the moon peeking through in the other window, which I don't think I've ever noticed before. And I'm going to say that because of this, not only are they have a small glimpse into your world and they wish that it was more. Maybe you're on social media, or they're able to obtain pictures from a friend of a friend, or they get on their, social media to be able to kind of spy or glean some information. But there's this desire to see like what you have, what you look like, what you live like, what space is around you, that sort of thing. Kind of invasive, just to be honest. So let's see what else we have, if I can even like pick up these cards, because here we are battling for our lives here. Eight of Wands. What did I tell you? Look, so what do they secretly wish to say? I would love to come see you. I've written notes. I've written memos. I have written maybe poetry and songs about you. And I would love to just come see you. I want to, my voice is like, crack. I want to be able to express all the things to you in a real manner, and the rest be damned. I feel like they're willing to burn everything around them, meaning that if they have established bonds with other people, I do feel like largely this reading for you guys is romantic, probably 80% of you. But I'm going to say that they have never forgotten you. And I feel like I'm hearing path of destruction. So it's almost like when you parted ways, when things didn't work out for you, or when you walked away, they walked away. However things happened, I feel like this is mostly like a no contact situation. I feel like maybe things burned around you. Like you looked around and you saw a barren wasteland, and it was very difficult. It was very emotional. And now I feel like what they secretly want to say, what they wish to say to you, is that they acknowledge that they realize that they really hurt you, that they put you in a really bad place, especially with mental health. Now, I wasn't even going to go there because I just didn't want to, but here we are going there because we do what Spirit says mostly. And I'm just going to say that, you know, they realized that they were very difficult on your mental health in an era. Okay. You're out of that era right now, mostly. And I feel like they themselves are going through a very difficult time with their own mental health. And so I realize that a lot of you out there might be like, well, not my problem. And yes, not my circus, not my monkey. I absolutely get that. And you cannot dispute that, you know, but this is what they secretly wish to say. They wish they can confide in you, how things around them are crumbling, how nothing has withstood the test of time except for their bond, their connection, their red tie directly to you. Pretty fascinating how everything just circles back. Yeah. And I feel like currently they would wish to, they secretly want to say that they are being prompted to and pushed to come towards you. So maybe it is like simply that they need to apologize. They need to be humbled. And this is what Spirit wants on their behalf. This isn't going to be like, oh, I don't want to hear from them, or I don't, you know, I get all those things. Maybe perhaps the whole purpose is for them to make attempts to make amends, not with a motive necessarily, but you know, I mean, people are just selfish in their ego, so it could be with a motive. Regardless, part of their journey is for them to feel prompted to come towards you and give you that apology, give you that confirmation, give you that resolution, or even what they call it, I don't know, when you put things to bed and you're done, you know, but I feel like you've done that for you. It's like no answer is an answer. People turning their back, that is an answer. No contact, that is also an answer. So I feel like you've been able to grow beyond that, and that you are miles ahead of these steps. But what they secretly wish to say is that they would love to really convey to you their own pain, their own demise. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm kind of like snickering, but I'm like, not them being the victim. Hello, you know, we all have to pay our dues, and I'm just going to say, myself included, you know, all the things that we do, I'm hearing se lo pagan, so they pay it. They wind up having to pay for it, right? So I feel like, yeah, they're in this era where they feel like there is nowhere to go, and they look to you almost like a light in the world where you have a lot of answers, or the answers, right? And so take that however you will. We don't have to do anything. This is part of their journey and what they secretly wish to communicate. Also, I'm hearing that they wish that they would never have messed it up. So yeah. But pile number one, if you're liking these kind of readings, even if you're hating them, go ahead and give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, so also don't forget to click your little notification bell where you get notified that I drop further readings. Otherwise, they're going to get buried and you probably won't even see me coming around again. I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you want. So pile number one, what do they secretly wish to say? Messages. What? It amazes me when we say the same thing at the same time or finish each other's sentences. You could have had a really deep bond with this person. I'm hearing for some of you guys, it was a sister. For some of you guys, it is, yeah, a sibling, brother, whatever it is. It could even be a twin thing. But for the rest of you guys, it is going to be a love thing, and I feel like it has reached its completion, and it could be a reset depending on what you determine, or your life is on a whole different trajectory. I feel like you're not going to accept anyone who is on a healing journey, especially just starting. Hello, because you have worked so diligently, and you're not going to put yourself in that situation. But once again, this could serve to humble others, and it could really have little to do with you in the current timeline, okay? So that's what I will say about that. With the number 10, that can mean something to someone. You could be seeing a lot of 10s, like 1010 out there. It could be additional confirmation. What do they secretly wish to say? I wanted to send you a message today, but I was afraid to. I don't know if you want to hear from me or if I can say the right things to you. Again, with the typewriter, again, with writing messages, again, with writing bullet points. And, you know, I think there's nothing wrong with that in the number 1. So you could be seeing, like, it reduces to 1. You could be seeing 111. It's like one of my favorite numbers. I love the repetition of numbers. 1111 is one of my all-time favorites. 222. Any variation of those, I absolutely love them. And also, if you've donated my channel, I'm super grateful. Thank you guys so very much. And those of you guys that have sent decks, so grateful to you as well. So yeah, those could be additional confirmations. I definitely feel like this person wants to communicate. They want to submit. Maybe they want to submit to you. They want to submit to your will. They want to submit to your judgment, realizing that this whole time it's really judgment from above, and that maybe perhaps like your judgment against them is water under the bridge. And that is for them to mitigate, to really figure out, to really heal from, pardon me, however way, shape, and form that they need to do. Because I definitely feel like you're a grand healer, and maybe perhaps subconsciously they are attracted to you because they want this healing, this forgiveness, whatever this is, right? But again, you don't have to put your toes in the water. You ain't got to do nothing that you don't want to do. You don't need me to tell you that. But yeah, you could be native. You could be, oh wow, okay. I'm all Griselle, you're so, but you could be like Native American, or you could be like from India, right? Or a mixture thereof, or I don't know. I get a lot of like old bloodlines going on here, and I'm here for it. I think it's really beautiful. So that is what I have. Let me know what you guys think. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, you chose this lovely image on the right hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. What do they secretly wish to say? Keep in mind, these are timeless readings as I drop everything around me. These are timeless readings, and if it is a topic that's going to serve to trigger you, well, you probably shouldn't be watching it, right? Common sense. So pile number 2, what do they secretly wish to say? You could be known for your beauty. For my guys, you could be known for wearing flannel-like patterns, having a lean or wiry body type. For your hair to be styled differently than your peers and people that you hang out with and coworkers and things like that. I feel like you could have thick hair, differently styled than everyone around you, which I just said. I did write these down, by the way, because I pre-channel them before I open the channel, huh? So you, pile 2, stand out in a crowd. Also, pile number 2, you could have been subjecting yourself to the trend of get in the car, Elizabeth. So that trend definitely was a TikTok thing, and you could like the show Good Girls, or you could have a girlfriend, boyfriend, or somebody who said, okay, do this trend with me, get in the car, Elizabeth. Say, get in the car, Elizabeth. So if you guys know, you know. If not, you can look it up. But it is definitely iconic. You could have done this trend on social media or been asked to do it. Yep. So you could mix your style with like Chicano style with couture. I'm also hearing that you smell very good, that you have a very unique and different voice, that people love your voice. You could be very iconic. Also, I'm hearing that somebody here can read professionally, be like the voiceover for like romance novels and things like that. I know that men that have like a deeper, grainy voice, or like that guy, that Manny guy on that show, stand to make a lot of money reading women's romance novels, because not us being taken by a beautiful voice. So anyways, I'll leave that there. Now, pile number 2, if this is you or if this sounds like you, stay tuned for the shuffle and your subsequent reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. Pile number 2. What do they secretly wish to say? You have Tears of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know the presence of love is real. Wow. That's cool. And you have Hestia. Hestia? The goddess of sanctuary. No matter where I am, I'm home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. Wow. Yeah. So what they wish to say is that I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm feeling. I'm gonna say that they found home in you. So this glare is bugging me. You can't control the sun, Grisel? Duh. Okay. Anyways, but yeah. So your name could be Teresa, or an H name, something a little bit unconventional. But what I definitely feel like they secretly wish to say is that you are, I feel like you're somebody who's very peaceful, a creature of peace. I don't know why I'm hearing it that way. And it's funny because I went to put the deck away after I shuffled into its respective box, if you're interested in what they are, by the way. And I had a really hard time getting it in the box. I'm like, get in the box. So it gave me the vibes of like, get in the car, Elizabeth, but get in the box, pile number 2. So I feel like these people secretly wish to say that they are sorry for trying to put you in a box, in a template that you simply never fit into, didn't care to fit into, didn't even want to attempt to follow or get into, right? So I feel like, what they secretly wish to say is that they miss you. I see a quill right here with a hand, right? So there are messages that want to come forward, and they want to speak to you the truth currently. I definitely feel like, yeah, this is giving me almost like old Catholic building vibes with the stained glass steel. And then the paloma right over here. Some of you guys are bilingual, trilingual. What is the when you had no 4 languages? Quadlingual? Sorry. You know I had to go for it. I'm going to make up stuff, make up words as I can. But I'm going to say, yeah, that they secretly wish to say that they would love to come out of darkness. They would love to come out of hiding. They would love to come out of a state of perpetual, I just saw a leaf like spiral. To me, everything is like really a sign, spiral all the way, quickly all the way down. So they're coming out of this, spiraling into darkness, and they have at last found light. I feel like what they secretly wish to say is that they finally hit rock bottom. Now, this could be if somebody is going through NA, AA, or anything like that, that they're here to, they want to secretly tell you that you've inspired them, that your words rang true, even after all the years of maybe substance abuse, drug abuse, whatever they are going through. And if it isn't that, then just living in a constant state of darkness where they didn't really understand each other. And so what I feel like they would secretly wish to say right now is that they are grateful to you, that they would love to write you I don't want to say can we be pen pals, but maybe perhaps that's what they would say. And then something about your chakra. I feel like, I don't know, you inspire them to speak truth regardless of how people take it or what people think. And I feel like that has been a divine guidance to them as well. And also that maybe they're researching like chakras and how to align them and things like that because of you. So yeah, that you help this person to find the answers within themselves, and that they're really grateful for that. But by the same token, they want you to hold their hand. I'm hearing, I want to hold your hand. Okay, so the goddess of sanctuary, that you are an incredible sanctuary, that you are iconic, that regardless of male, female, doesn't make a difference. We read energy, not sex on this channel, but that they really recognize and realize and respect the three, not the three R's, the three R's, recognize and respect the light within you. And they are so grateful because I feel like that has been a template to their inspiration, their comeuppance. Is that a word? Maybe. Yeah, so they're really grateful for that. And I feel like something about you being like a window, and you know how they say the eyes are a window to your soul. I feel like you have been an entire window into your soul. That made no sense, but I think you know where I was headed with that. But that maybe your entire life, the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you speak, the way that you act, the way that you do things have been very much congruent, like in line and sequence. I'm seeing the, you know, number sequence and things like that. They're very much in line with who you are on the inside. And so you're living authentically. Everything is aligning for you. And I feel like this has served to really inspire. But it's been a painful journey for them. That's what they would secretly wish to say. Pile number 2. You are the foundation. What did I just say? Well, not that, but very similar. Yeah, so you could love howlite. I love howlite, by the way. Comes in different colors, but I do love the traditional white howlite. And yeah, so this is maybe even like tea spilling, people vocalizing. Yeah, maybe they want to secretly spill the tea and talk about where they've been, how they're growing, how has been very difficult, how they have been split. Some of these people, or this person, wants to come forward and talk about how they were when they knew you, were around you, or something, that they are bipolar, because I'm seeing the split of the tree. Or this can indicate like a family tree split, right? So if you were married into the family, or if this was an ex-spouse or something like that, they'd secretly wish to say that there's a lot of tea there for them to spill towards you. Yeah. And I feel like this has been years in the making. I'm looking at the rings. We all know that the rings on the trees really indicate their age, at least it is said. So yeah, but communication could be really featured right here. They would love to communicate with you, and that you've really provided a steady foundation for this person. I don't know if you have a platform, they can like utilize what you say or what they see that you create or whatever as a template, or maybe you're a therapist and they heard you like listen, you therapized other people. Sorry. So yeah, you lent therapy. You were like the friend that people would come to and things like that, right? So I feel like your words like never ring truer than now. And maybe perhaps I feel like this person would secretly wish to say that they would like to apologize for being an a-hole. That's what I'm hearing right now. They'd like to apologize for being an a-hole, for even making fun of you, for like poo-pooing things, when they realized that there was strong merit to what it is that you were saying. Their gut told them so, their intuition told them so, and yet they didn't want to appear like out there, or they want to really strongly affiliate with you. Oh, you could be the one that pile number 2, that they secretly hid from other people. So if this was a dating thing, a love thing, it could be this person secretly wishes to apologize for the fact that it's like they inserted themselves into your life knowing that they were not unequal, or not even of the same cloth. It's not like we have to be identical carbon copies of each other, no. But they realized that fundamentally they drew resources and things from you, and they wanted to take and not reciprocate, not give, and certainly not really let the world know that maybe you guys were a thing, or that they had deep feelings for you, things like that. It was almost like they had a public image and a private image, and you were the private image. And so pile number 2, this is is going to be for select few of you, but more than you would think. So I'm hearing 60% of you guys, so take that however you will. But I definitely feel like you could have been, unbeknownst to you, you could have been like the sun child or the side person. Not that you would have signed up for that. I'm not saying that. Some of you guys maybe. I mean, who am I to judge? But I feel like this person put you in a position where you just didn't know. Like you were in the dark, the other people in the dark about their real life. This person operates in darkness, and that's what this is that they're finally shedding that darkness and coming into the light. Because in the end, like nobody really cares what you do. Like why would anybody care? But all of this like Cloak and Dagger, I'm seeing the Pink Panther, like the old movies, which I was never a fan of, by the way. I'm seeing like 007. This person had a lot of like different ways of going about things, a bobbing and weaving, a different narrative, different stories, and yet they would probably give the same gift to the same, to the girlfriends in order to maintain something that was streamlined, something consistent, so they wouldn't stick their foot in their mouth, or they would call you mama, or come here honey, or love, or whatever, with the purpose of not mixing up their friend, their girlfriend, their game, not killing their game. That's what this kind of person is, okay? That's additional confirmation for you. Now, pile number 2, if you are liking these readings, do take a moment to like, share, comment, subscribe. I would be ever so grateful. Also, don't forget to click your little notification bell where you get notified that I drop further readings. Pile number 2, what do they secretly wish to say? Justice, la justicia, yes. So there is an imminent balancing of energy between you. Now, again, this doesn't mean that you have to do anything or that you have to even allow these people into your lives or whatever. Nay. This has to do everything with poetic justice, with maybe even social justice, with justice of the land overall. I definitely feel like it's going to be a spiritual balancing, a spiritual reconciling of the deeds that have been done, and whatever has not been balanced or accounted for will be cut down, I'm hearing, in order to put the scales back into balance. And I'm looking at all of this. Oh yeah, the leaves falling. So it could be around fall time, or somebody could be born around fall time. That's additional confirmation. For someone right here, somebody could be Libra, right? So what else do we have? Yeah, but I feel like you've achieved your balance on your own. You don't need anything from outside, right? Because it talks about Our Lady of the Interior Life. So that you found the answers within, that Spirit has gifted you, bequeathed you, blessed you with these things, and that you don't need outside to be answering things or confirming things for you. You're just here for the fun of it, I feel, most of you guys. Just for the fun, to see what comes up, no big deal. And I, too, attend readings like that. Anyways, I digress. You have 10 of Pentacles. Yes, you do. So yeah, wealth. I'm hearing spread the wealth. So once again, I feel like this person's nefarious dark side wants to pop out and say, yeah, spread the wealth. Like, I'm coming into light. I'm going to be like you, or I believe the same as you. No, you're on the beginning of your healing journey. And that's very different from what you, pile number 2, have accomplished and that you are currently accomplishing. I love the wild headgear in the back. So it gives me a nod to like the Sacred Heart, but look at your face is veiled. So yeah, you could have, again, with a lot of the strings, cord cutting and things like that. Also, what they secretly wish to say is that if you've done any black magic on them, this is what they wish to say. This doesn't mean it's true, or I believe it about you, or that you would ever, but this is what is coming in, is that if you have done anything any witchery, I hear anything witchy, I can't shield the sun right now, then they would wish to say that they see that you've done these things, and that they would really hope that you would remove them. So take that however you will. If you are witchy and you're into spells and things like that, I definitely feel like that is a high risk and low reward. I don't know, that's my personal belief, but we're not here for the same belief system. That's okay. So pile number 2, what do they secretly wish to say is that they feel like they are actually cursed. They feel like they are under judgment, under a rulership that they have no understanding about, that they really do believe that you have a strong understanding about, maybe perhaps because you were directly responsible for this judgment or this ruling or this this spiraling out of control type of thing, but I don't think that that's true. And I do feel like they have kind of hit rock bottom, but they retain some of that seediness, that darkness, that usury-ness about themselves. And so it's not going to be conducive to really mesh your energies or align with them. Once again, I feel like you know that. You don't even need for me to say that about this thing. But the Ten of Pentacles is that they would wish to say that they really admire what you've done for yourself, how you have been leveling up, how you really didn't care. I'm hearing how you didn't care too. That I'm going to just say it, two tits of what they think about you. I don't know why it came up like that. Maybe somebody says that. Yeah, but you just do not care. You're doing you, and you are really focused on your, inner sanctuary, and knowing that wherever it is that you go, that is your sanctuary. That really, in the end, we are born with, what we have, like this body, and most of us will cross over with the same body, in the same body, and hopefully with all our limbs. Not all of us do, by the way. I don't know why that's coming forward. So maybe somebody here is an amputee or has a problem like, is it paraplegic, quadriplegic, things like that. I don't know your life, obviously, but this is additional confirmation for like the less than 1% probably. So yeah, but I feel like this person definitely would love to communicate. They feel like you are part of the plan, part of the family, part of their family, part of them in some way, shape, or form. They also feel like they secretly wish to say that you are a part of them, that they are your mirror almost, or they feel like you are theirs. Something like that, okay? So let's see what else we have going on here. Mission. We have the alchemist. We are alchemists. We transform fear into love and shadow into light. Yeah, and they've been able to see you, some form of alchemy that you've really achieved, or that you display in your day-to-day life, or that you've manifested in such a way that it cannot be denied. I feel like you could be very studious, very witchy. People could really wonder how you bring things about, what it is that you study, what it is that you read, what you adhere to. I'm hearing what God do you pray for, so that's for somebody out there. Then I have, when I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. Okay, look at me being all skeptical. Listen, this person could be really sweet with their words. They could be very alluring. And for those of us that love, like even the intro, Get in the Car, Elizabeth, right? They could be really good with words. Again, they could have that sexy voice. They could totally do some fishing on you like that. So I definitely feel like they would utilize whatever it is that they could in order to get a leg up, even though they are on a healing journey. Again, I definitely feel like healing is a loose term in this case. They're simply beginning a journey, or they're on a part of a journey. They have a long ways to break open and be this light, such as yourself. So this is not equal energy. And something about Greece, like maybe you guys could be Greece, or they could be Greece, or something about like the Greek mythology could really be a factor here. Or maybe you guys collected, or you had a Greek class together, or you met in Greece. I don't know. But yeah, or they could want to take you to Greece, right? They could be greaser. Chriselle, stop. Anyways, yeah, the number 3 and the number 11, like 311. What does that stand for? Isn't that like, no, 211 is your state's resources. 311, I'm not really sure, because 411 is information. So if you know what 311 stands for, you could drop that in the comments below. That could be a special message that I'm not altogether getting right now, because I don't know what the 311 is. But yeah, they would love to look into your eyes, and I feel like, I don't know, I do feel like they want to make it easier on themselves. I don't like this energy, so I'm getting out of it, but that's what I have for you. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Chriselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3, you chose this lovely image on the right hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. What do they secretly wish to say? You're unconventional. Your style at times can be quite surprising. You could wear big hoops, large chandelier earrings, gauges. I also heard very audibly, in fact, You could be a menace on the streets and a freak in the shades. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. And yes, I did write them all down in case anyone wondered, not that y'all care. But let's see. People speculate regarding you. You could have heard, you could have headgear of sorts, such as like helmets, crowns, fancy braids, things like that. I happen to collect crowns simply because I can. Why not? So you could know how to use contrasting elements and dynamics to maximize your effect. In other words, like very subtle and seemingly demure, paired with loud aesthetic glasses or a loud shirt or shoes or facial tattoos and piercings. So something to that effect. In other words, like you can come across as like being super conservative, and then all of a sudden you just like look closely. You're like, wait a minute, that's not from that era, or that's a pop of color, or that's different, you know? So something that gives people a double take, and it belies their first impression of you in a pleasant way, by the way. I don't know, something very central about you. Let's see. So you could be foreign to wherever it is that you're currently living in or at, or you could be in your homeland, but maybe perhaps you were raised overseas or somewhere else, and you have just returned after like your formative years and things like that. So, what else? Okay, yeah, that when you dress, it's something that causes a, let me see more factor. And then all of a sudden, I was also channeling that song. I think it's called like Paper Planes. I think it's MIB or something like that. But, you know, she talks about, all I want to do is take your money. That song, if you know, you know, or you want to look up the lyrics, that could have something to do with you. I definitely feel like a lot of like foreign affairs or a lot of travel, things of that nature could be spoken of about you, or that could be like your life, or you're well known for that. So pile number 3, if this is the, or if this sounds like the, or even if you're just interested, go ahead and join me for the shuffle and your subsequent reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you find something that is very helpful, or at the very least, something that is encouraging or amusing. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I am so excited to be here. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you guys all for your love, your support, encouragement. Honestly, like, I really needed that. I'm really grateful for you guys. And here we go. What do they secretly wish to say? Pile number 3. You have, okay, so this jumped out. If you watch a shuffle, it kept jumping out. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it. It needs to be known. It needs to be seen. And here we are. You have Saint Brigitte, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So I definitely feel like what they would say to you currently right now, what they wish to say is that they see that you're really a lamp in the world, a light in the world, one that cannot be hidden, one that cannot be hushed up, one that cannot be dimmed. And I feel like even if these people, this person gave you grief once upon a time about that they really realized that that came from a place of envy. I'm going to say that because that's what it's feeling like. And then all of a sudden my vision kind of like jolted. So this person can have like my left eye, I don't know how to explain it, but maybe perhaps you or this person can have like prism in their glasses, and it's a special kind of power that pulls your eyes one way or another in a specific direction if your eyes tend to not work together. So that's a whole different topic, but it's spelled Prism. but it sounds like a prison. So anyways, that's for somebody. But I definitely feel like this person can need like corrective eyewear, like glasses, or, you know, something about like a muscle imbalance or something like that going on with their vision. Anyways, that's for someone. Yeah, and it's very evident to everyone around you that knows you really well that you are a lamp to this world. And you could really, I don't know, maybe you are a nun, or you went to school, you know, you went to school to be a nun. Gosh, Grisel, so educated. But, you know, once upon a time, like when I was growing up, not that you asked, but here we are, I wanted to be a nun. So that was, you know, in Puerto Rico, it was like you could be a nurse or a nun, have your pick. And I was like, definitely a nun. But that is for a whole different day. Story for a whole different day. So yeah, there could be something that's very pure and very focused, very spiritual about you. And that's what they would tell you, is that they really see that you are, after all, authentic. I feel like people thought, or this person thought, that it was an act. So pile number 3, hello. What do they secretly wish to say? Lalita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Yeah. And I'm looking at her compound bow right here. And it's definitely like a fun pose for sure. It looks like she's in the middle of dancing. Maybe she's like dancing with her bow, and there's all these butterflies going on. And she definitely has the hours right here. It's like she's really proficient at what she does, but she's very playful. And I'm going to say that this person really wants to say that they view you, in spite of being like super spiritual or connected, that you are an inspiration because of the way that you have this playfulness about you, this childlike quality. Now, notice I said childlike quality, a youthfulness about you. And I didn't say childish, two very different things, right? Now, with all the butterflies right here, I definitely feel like this person secretly wishes to say that they've seen you undergo many different transformations, and that you're on a lighter side of yourself, that you are enjoying yourself, and that type of enjoyment is even more alluring than before. If they were attracted to you before, they are like tenfold more attracted to you currently, right? And I'm looking at this butterfly that was very subtle. So you could be very much in your feminine era right now. You don't have to be a feminine. You could be a masculine, where you are in the receptive mode, that you're like, you know what, I've given a lot. And, you know, we all have positive, negative polarities in male characteristics as well as female, feminine. So I definitely feel like, you know, for my guys out here, you guys are open to receiving, whether it's compliments or initiation, or, you know, it could be a phone call, communication, transformation. I feel like you guys are just open collectively to transformation, and open to just really enjoying the moment, maybe even perhaps making a little bit of fun of yourself, but not like self-deprecating, and more in a manner of like, oh, well, you know, that's kind of silly, haha, let's keep it pushing kind of a thing. So yeah, the red goddess. So red maybe perhaps is your color, or people really notice when you wear red. I'm all red. I just can't talk anymore. So I meant wear red, not red. Yeah, anyways, yeah, that kind of playfulness. It's like, haha, it just doesn't even make a difference. And I feel like the more that you connect with this energy of like being amused, enjoying yourself. I mean, who dances with like a bow? Actually, it's not even a compound bow, but anyways, whatever. Yeah, distracted. So Grisel, we're going to get back into it right here. What do they secretly wish to say? Pile number 3. What do we have for the Morganite? That's what's up. I really need a stone like this. Now, Morganite, check it out how you see the heart literally right in the center of this beautiful sunflower. Looks like a sunflower anyways to me. Look at all the different patterns. So you could be somebody who's riveted on patterns, or what they would wish to say about you or to you is that they have noticed that you are on a definite blooming pattern, like that things are going well, or that you have a lot of admirers. That's what I associate with like the sunflowers, that you are becoming more out of yourself than you perhaps ever have. And it's really beautiful to see. Perhaps you've been an introvert, or you shut down for many years or for a long time. And people really love to see you in this energy. And the other layer is just that, like, okay, I've noticed like different patterns of you kind of merging things that you never thought could be merged together, such as, again, like your style of dress, or being unconventional, or mixing like the old with the new, vintage with the more modern, or clean aesthetic and things like that. But all of that boils down to your heart as well, that they wish to secretly say to you that they really notice in the end that you have had a beautiful heart all along. And I do feel like there is some remorse coming from these people. I don't feel like it's just one person, by the way. If you've had like bad connections with people, like, I don't mean like telephonically, is that a word, telephonically? Anyways, yeah, in the telephone way, we're just gonna put it like that. I feel like what people secretly wish to say is that they see you in a whole different light. And Morganite is very beautiful. It is more like a heart chakra kind of a stone, or gemstone, if you will. And it says feel yourself. So the more that you've been in a pattern of giving of yourself to yourself, the more playful you become, and the more alluring and attractive you become to other people. And that's what they would wish to say to you. And now I'm hearing one of you guys go like, I don't care. Like, we don't care. Okay, I get that too, but you're still listening and watching videos like this. So don't sue me just yet. Pile number 3. What do they secretly wish to say? The Fool. They would love to take a chance with you. And if they never have, if they haven't, if they haven't shot their shot, if they haven't yet been able to shoot their shot, or be willing or be brave enough to shoot their shot, they definitely want to shoot their shot with you. That is the first thing that is coming through, right? I definitely feel like there's something about, something that was put in the past, like they gave up this hope. Oh, I really like pile number 3, but I never did anything about it, never said anything about it, whatever, or didn't pursue it, or remotely pursued it, but it didn't go anywhere because you had different paths to align with, or whatever. I definitely feel like this is changing. That even looks like the face of a baby. Does it not? That's kind of odd. What is that? It's a bloom. Okay. Well, hello. Hello again. So, yeah, but this could have to do with maybe perhaps they've seen you like evolve, or they're a painter and they want to contact you and say they would love to like paint you, or draw you, or photograph you, something to do with the arts, or take you to a museum. They would just like to shoot their shot with you. And I feel like they want to do it in a benign way, kind of like a very non-threatening manner, in order to really like get in there, but without a risk of losing face with you. Interesting. So what do they secretly wish to say? What is the 3 of Swords? Wow. Now look at the heart being featured right here. And you can't help but notice that, 2 hearts right here. So definitely, I feel like this is a deep connection. Don't be looking at my badly painted nails. Anyways, something about your heart has definitely, I want to say it's been exposed. Maybe you're being a lot more vulnerable with people around you, or maybe you have like a social media, or maybe perhaps you were like a counselor, guidance counselor, I heard, but something about like your heart being more revealed. I feel like you're being more vulnerable, more tender. And what they would secretly wish to say is that they didn't really realize that you had a lot going on in this way. Like maybe perhaps a lot of you guys, pile number 3, you were in a very, very dark place. This is a very dark card, okay? And I feel like maybe perhaps they're privy to the knowledge, or the wisdom, or the information, however it came about. Maybe they talked to a family member or friends, or maybe they read about it on a blog that you wrote or something, right? But whatever this like pain, and I feel like torture, that this is not a just, oh, I got dumped and, we dated for 2 years. This is like, rip my heart out and let me wear it on the outside and have no protection. So it could have been a very, very serious situation, which I don't really want to get super into, but it could be, issues that we do talk about, like DVSA, the thing with like, traffic, right? All those things. So it could be any one of those things, but I feel like you were in a very dark place for many, many years. And I definitely feel like what people always just say about that is that they're amazed that you have this ability to survive, but not only survive, to thrive, that you have this ability to connect with spirit, with your spirituality, with sacred places and sacred spaces in order to be able to shed all of those emotions. Not that you don't feel them currently, not that you're not affected, but you've been able to transmute them in such a beautiful way that everyone now is attracted to you, that everyone is a magnet to you. And I feel like your story has been flipped and transmuted and utilized for the betterment of like mankind in order to really inspire, as an inspiration, as a source of hope, and I don't know, even like a mantra to some people that you don't even know, which is kind of interesting, right? So I'm going to leave that alone, but make no mistake, I definitely feel like what people would really wish to say to you, this person particularly, is that they really understand how you sat in darkness by yourself and how there was no help and how there seemed to be no hope and how they really see that you have been able to rise above it all. And it is shocking, to say the least. Okay. So I also want to just take a moment and tell you, pile number 3, that if this is your narrative, this is your story, I definitely want to tell you that you are incredibly seen. I'm talking about spirit in a spiritual way, that you are very loved and very cherished. I know I wrestle with this idea of like, well, don't love me so much then to put me through all this crap, right? I mean, like, why me? That questions like that really, I would say on and off I'd wrestle with them. Not like for the most part, I never, because I was more of the, well, why not me, But occasionally it would be like, well, why me? Why is it like a constant thing or a theme or things like that? And I feel like what people would say about you is that they've seen you break these cycles, these patterns. I feel like you guys also could be curse breakers. Okay, so what they secretly wish to say about thee is that they don't really understand your journey. They see the fruits of being able to stick by yourself, to stand up for yourself, to be able to overcome, to transmute energy. They've seen how lonely this journey has been. And I feel like what they would say is that you have inspired me to really grow above myself, to get over myself. In other words, to rise above my own ego and to really look for depth there that I really wasn't in search for. I feel like you inspire people to really wish to understand a lot more on a deeper level, like their own journey and things like that. So I definitely feel like I'm getting a lot of energy, people that don't even know you, people that know you on the periphery, but a lot of people that have known you, especially from like high school and on, maybe a couple of people from grade school and things like that. Maybe even college. I don't know your story, right? But I definitely feel like when people, kind of tune into you, they really secretly would wish to say that they would have been more of a support to you, that they would have understood you, that they would have maybe perhaps asked more questions in order to really help assist you in some way, shape, or form. So there is a feeling of like regret there, of remorse, of lost opportunities, and maybe even powerlessness, but we're going to keep it pushing. So what do they secretly wish to say? Let's see what this is. Don't be triggered. I don't know what's coming. Let's see. Just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I first looked down, and yes, it's late. Yes, I'm tired. And yes, it's like, the day that I'm supposed to launch this video. So I'm wrapping things up here. But I just saw, just like you, I'm always doing some form of missionary. So take that however you will. It is a number 4. This is a little bit of like, 4s can stand for dogma as well, but the emperor's energy, it's father energy. It is, to me, it's a little bit like Saturn energy. I don't know if even Saturn's affiliated with the number 4, but I will tell you that it is like one of discipline and of, doing the right thing in spite of regardless of how we feel. And so what they would secretly wish to say to you and about you is that they see how you have really pushed through in spite of how you felt or how you feel even currently. What do they wish to secretly say? Karmic ties, past lives are influencing our connection. I've lost you in other lifetimes, and that makes me afraid. I need to heal the grief to allow the love to bloom. Now, notice the number 8, and then we have the 4 flanking, okay? And I did forget to say, did I mention like, share, comment, subscribe just for fun? Well, please do that if you are still with me. I'm going to say right here that, you know, we're not looking for excuses. We're not looking for people that just want to come back and give us lip service. We're not looking for even the song that like came to me this morning, and even again before I opened up your reading. It's you know, Paper Planes. All I want to do is take your money. Take your money. And it's a catchy tune, but I definitely feel like this person is more of a 3D person. They're focused on like the flesh, with kind of making like little smexy jokes and things like that, but also, you know, maybe even having a little bit of a, oh, let's excuse this behavior. I do think about you. So I don't think that they're necessarily bad people, but I definitely feel like their brain is, you know, well, maybe I'm afraid I've lost you in a past life, and you know what, that might be a thing. Okay, great. But we live in the 3D, in the here and now. And so I really don't give a rat's booty like what happened in the past life and this and that and the other. I don't need that explanation. I need for you to be real in the moment, in the now, without like sugarcoating, without glossing over, without deflecting responsibility, without making little jokes and all that other BS. Okay, I don't have the temperament for it. So I feel like if this person's going to come through and actually say things to you, it better be concrete, it better be sincere. Less is more. Be straightforward. You know what, I'm really sorry, I acted like a DICK is what I'm hearing. Okay, so I don't know why this like turned on a flash at the very last card, and I'm guessing this might be only for the remnants of you that haven't clicked off on this reading just yet. But I'm going to say, you know, this karmic tie could be a karmic, right? From way back when. It could be a personality type. It could be a karmic wearing like different faces at different times, meaning it could be family members. It could be lovers. It could be, you know, I don't know, schoolmates. It could be employees, employer, coworkers, whatever. But whoever these people are, you know that they are karmic ties, or they were karmic ties. Perhaps you've severed those connections, and what they would wish to say to you is like, I really see you now. But it's almost like, you know, I see you now. Can I just be let into your energy? And it's like, you know, not till you give a real authentic apology. And if you're up to your same bullshit, I don't want it. Like, you know, you can keep your apologies. I feel like you are somebody that you've really healed and you've lined up. And I feel like this is a little bit contrary to what we see right here. But I definitely feel like you can put on your brass knuckles. You can bust out with your switchblade. I don't even know if I can say those things right here. You know, you can bust out with your bow and arrow and take care of some business if need be. But I feel like you are in your feminine and your receptive era. And the only thing, though, the caveat to that is that you are receiving are things that are authentic. Okay, hear me now, guys. Especially my guys. You're not with the BS. You're not with the baby mama who left to do this, that, and the other. And it's like, if it's authentic, then fine. You're going to know it right off the bat. They're not going to come in with a hee hee ha ha, my bad, ooh, let's try it again. And they keep you spinning the block with them over and over and over on a stupid cycle that really makes no sense. And it really damages you on so many different levels. So yeah, I definitely feel like that's why this like wild card popped out at the very end. I don't know. That's for somebody. I definitely feel like you just have a scallywag, and that just really pisses me off because I ain't got time to mess around. You know, like, talk to me straight or don't. And at this point, I feel like the people that are worth my time and energy are going to do it. And the people that don't are going to move out of the way and like cancel themselves out. And I feel like very much in a similar fashion, this is how you feel. Maybe not as rough, maybe not as blunt as I came across right now, but perhaps you need to be. I don't know. So that is what I have. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, namaste.